real
No,
quick?
it's not. That's what I'm saying.
Yo. There you go. Let's see. It's moving, so I know it's working.
It's working
All
now.
right.
Yeah. Yo. Yo.
You good?
Yep. All right, bet.
You got this.
G06 going crazy.
J Sundays, let my music be your therapy. As my pen hit this pad and this pain leave my chest at my best, hope my words bring you clarity. Cause apparently, we all need love. Let my music be your therapy. As my pen hit this pad and this pain leave my chest at my best, hope these words bring you clarity. Cause apparently, we all need love. Growing up without my father and mother, life was a struggle. It was me, my grandma, sister, and brother. Yeah, we was thugging, boiling water, taking baths in a bucket. Heat from the oven, grandma's loving made a way out of nothing. To ease the suffering, rats and roaches in the kitchen. Our Christmases came from thrifting. Early mornings on the bus through the city, that's how we living. Just a kid, but people knew I was gifted. I seen it different. Way too young to make my way through these feelings. Like how we Christians and it feel like God's forsaken us. Mama and daddy, why he took them both away from us. Trying to have faith, but how this gotta be the fate for us. Wanna be grateful, but my grandma praying every day and still don't make enough. My heart was aching, bruh, so hard to take this stuff. Feeling like stuck in a nightmare, somebody wake me up. Remaining patient for the day that I can say and trust that I've embraced all that I face and made a way for love. And I'ma keep smiling, I'ma keep shining, I'ma keep on leading with kindness. My stock gon' keep rising. Yeah. Let my music be your therapy. As my pen hit this pad and this pain leave my chest at my best, hope my words bring you clarity. Cause apparently, we all need love. Let my music be your therapy. As my pen hit this pad and this pain leave my chest at my best, hope my words bring you clarity. Cause apparently, we all need love. You never know what somebody been through. It's just better off to leave with love. Love. One. Jason.
You got. Uh-oh. That's not good.
That ain't good enough.
Hold on. Think I fixed. Nope.
No.
Oh, man. The thing here. Oh, boy.
That's why.
Does it sound like that on here? Oh, man. One thing is enough. Alright, let me see there. Yo. If I turn it off.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yo.
Now we're back.
Yo. Let's see. Yo. Testing. Okay.
We're back. Way to solve that one quickly.
Yeah, man. On the Bench Podcast. You're back on the Bench Podcast live. We missed a week, so you know what that means.
We have more in store.
Yeah. More in store and technical issues for the first 1 minute of the show.
Well, we did that before we took a break.
Once again, on the Bench Podcast, we're available on all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that great stuff. Numbers have been great. We appreciate you guys. All right. Today, we got a really good show for you guys. Of course, we have 10% of CMG in the building. We're going to be talking a lot of stuff. Of course, we talk all trending topics in sports, music, and entertainment. Today, as you can see, we have the latest in the crazy Megans Stallion, Tory Lanez case. We're going to be talking who's the MVP in the NFL. We're going to be talking Romeo putting his daddy on Front Street, Master P. We're going to be talking about all of that good stuff, man. NBA, Ja Morant and Draymond Green had some stuff to say about the Western Conference. Deion Sanders responds to his critics about leaving the HBCU, Jackson State. So we got a full show.
Nasty amputated toes.
Yes,
I saw that on the way over. That was horrible.
And if anybody is wondering, that the song to start the show, that was Jason. You can find him on IG with Jay Sundays. He does that every Sunday. He puts out a freestyle and things of that nature. So Jason, friend of the show, make sure you check that out as well. All right. Pink here, man. Of course, the holidays is here.
Yeah.
Holidays are here. Christmas is right upon us here. And, man, I just think Christmas is a hunk of shit. Let's just start there.
I agree with that.
I hate it.
I hate the whole month of December. I wish we could chop it off the calendar.
I just hate it, man. It's fake in its origin. It makes people, like, I give to people all fucking year. I don't have any children, but I give my nieces and nephews all fucking year. And if I don't give them a Christmas present, I'm a fucking terrible uncle.
Yeah.
That's how my sisters, that's how they talk to me. You know, I got one sister owe me $5,000. The other one owe me an infinity. And it's all for their kids. And all of a sudden, if I don't buy a fucking bike for Christmas, they're going to delete my number and shit.
Hey,
come on, man.
Let them delete it.
Yeah,
delete your Cash App too.
Nah, they gotta pay taxes coming, so I gotta walk light because tax returns coming and they gonna be feeling good about themselves. I gotta get my money tax return and then they can.
Will you get it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You get a piece of the tax return.
I go to the house and take it. So you give it to me or I take it by force. It's one.
Yeah, man. It's such a fake commercialized event. And there's just so much pressure. Like, oh, do I need to get this person a gift or that person? You know, and like half the people that you exchange gifts with, it's like you're just exchanging, like, I'm going to give you a gift card and you give me a gift card. Like, why don't we just cut all the bullshit? Yeah. I'll go buy my own shit and you buy yours. I mean, let's cut this out, man.
Yeah, man. And they wrap it into this whatever. It's not even it's not Jesus' birthday. It's all lies. It's no Santa. It's no Santa Claus. It's not Jesus' birthday. It's not. I don't want to feel pressured at this stoplight on Colonial to give to a homeless person because it's Christmas. I don't like the fake pressure. I think that's what it is.
It is. It's the pressure's not fake. The pressure's real.
Yeah.
You feel the pressure over this fake holiday,
right?
And it just makes the whole month uncomfortable. I just want it to be over with.
I just want,
yeah.
Quick,
I
fast,
hate this shit, man. I don't want to dig up ornaments or a tree and post all that shit up. And then Christmas Day is boring as fuck too.
Yeah, extremely boring. And then, and to tag on to that, I don't know how it is in your household and your culture, but in the black culture, it's some similar food to Thanksgiving. And I wish we can break that up. We need an entire different menu for Christmas than Thanksgiving. Like, if you did ham and turkey, I don't want ham again on Christmas. Change the greens up. We go from collard greens to turnips at least. I don't want the same menu. This Thanksgiving all over again.
Yeah. I avoid that. I just get myself a steak and everybody else can fend for themselves. I'm gonna get a steak and you guys do what you want to do. Have at it.
Have at it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat good. You guys are on your own. I mean, when you don't eat vegetables or fruits, like, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. What else can you
cut that shit out of there?
Yeah. Well, on this show, man, we love to move the culture forward, and hopefully, one person at least.
People out there listening saying, "Fuck Christmas."
Yeah, I just need one extra person, man.
Just skip it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
See how it does for you this year.
Yeah.
Now, my ex, man. I know you say I have a million exes, but
you do.
My ex beat me into submission over Christmas, man.
Really?
Yeah, we were together for a few years.
So you were wearing the matching PJs and taking pictures?
Ultimately, yeah, but I put up a good fucking fight, man, first couple years.
If you ended up in those PJs, that fight wasn't good enough.
I lost the battle, but listen, I put up a damn good fight, man, but she went like extra. She would pull up to my job. And just, and she wasn't even that tight to do it, but she pulled up to her job with her sister one time, and it was like, where's my gifts, and this and that.
What?
Yeah, and then
security removed this woman from the premise.
She will withhold coochie and all type of stuff, but
man.
that's
just go find some new coochie.
Yeah, that's a detriment to her.
Yeah, exactly.
But all type of stuff, man. And eventually, I fucking
You put on the PJs and got those gifts.
the coochie I can take, but you can't withhold my head, man. Ultimately, I have to do what I got to do to get my head, man.
There you go, man. There you go.
All right. Once again, you're on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. That was a little mayhem there.
Yeah.
Tim, man, you can make your way up at any moment here.
No moment finer than the present.
Yeah, this is a very loose, entertaining podcast here, man. There's no rules here.
Let's get it. Bring my jacket in here, man, so he's just going to drop it out to me.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Chilly,
A little chilly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mine on, so I don't blame you.
It is chilly. I agree with that.
Yeah. So what's going on with you these days, my man?
Man, a whole lot of everything, man.
Yeah?
A whole lot of
Making it happen. Yeah.
What's been the latest? Last time you joined our show, you was telling us about you had just come off doing a couple of shows out of town with some bigger artists, things like that. You were ingratiating yourself with CMG label, and we talked about that at that time it was a new song you had with Moneybagg Yo, and things like that. So what's going on now? Like, can you see yourself in a different elevation? Have you elevated since then? What's going on?
Sure. It's more been like stacking up that ammo for this year. I plan on running 2023.
Okay.
We putting a plan together and strategizing that. So it's been a whole lot of behind the scenes going on.
A lot of artists that end up signing to labels, not a lot, some that end up signing labels. They say, hey man, this label has been holding me back. This label is not letting me release music. This label. Do you think that'll ever be a problem with your situation?
Not that the label holding me back, man. It's just it ain't no excuses with it. I feel like, what I'm saying. So can't nobody hold you back at the end of the day. If you want something to get done, it's a way to get it done, no matter if who trying to stop it. You feel me? So I feel like I don't think the label can hold you back. I could drop music whenever I want. It's more of a planning. It's more of a before I drop it, we're gonna put 10 steps ahead of that before we drop it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's more of that. But
Nice.
You got any? How does it go, man? When y'all in the lab, you making music, and you find a song that you want to feature on. What's the process of reaching out to these artists, like the big time artists that you want to feature from? Is it a lot of Hollywood out there?
We cuss on her.
Yeah, it's not a family show.
Man. I don't give a fuck about no feature right now. You feel me? Like, for real, fuck all these niggas, bro. I'm coming in this bitch dolo. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no feature, for real.
Right.
Because, a lot of times niggas out here they be dick riding trying to get these features from these big artists.
Whoever the hottest is at that time.
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm coming in dolo. You gonna hear me. I don't need no feature.
Has situations altered your thinking to that point, or that's just how you coming?
Yeah. Seeing how this shit really is. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how these niggas, I probably talking different at first. But
Right.
Okay,
I'm just
that's
keeping
what
100
we're
with you.
curious. Yeah, that's what we want to know.
But it's more of like, I don't want to be known as no feature rapper because I'm too hard for that. I got real songs. I put real time in my shit, so I can stand on my own 10. That's why I'm named 10. I don't need no features to make my project or
Exactly.
So my next project, I probably ain't gonna have no features on it. I got features from a lot of big artists, you would say.
Right.
But I don't want to come in like that.
Oh, that's what's up.
So do you have music that you plan to release in 23?
What? Hell yeah.
Okay. I mean, is there
I
a
got a
time
bunch.
frame for it or what?
Ain't no time frame on it right now. I ain't got no date, no release date or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But
And it's gonna be singles leading up to a project.
I don't know.
You don't know.
It might be a project leading up to singles. Just know it's on the way. Just know it's on the way.
Right now
you
you're
feel
just
me?
working. But that's the main line. You just working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
More
that's-
planning than working. I got hundreds of songs already ready to go.
Yeah.
So it's more planning,
At the end of the year, man, Apple Music, Spotify, all those sites, man, they let you know what you've been listening to all year, what you've been bumping, stuff like that, man. I just wanted to show you here, man. This was a screenshot of mine, And I got you down here, man.
And then, come on now.
Made my top 5, man.
Yeah.
Of the albums
Okay.
I've been listening to all year.
Nah, that's hard. That's real, bro.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know, man. So anybody who hasn't checked out, man, Broke Before You Hurt, you got to check it out.
Who is Ray Sean Brown? Who that?
He local too. He from Orlando.
Oh, yeah?
Ray Sean Brown from Orlando.
Oh, okay. That's hard.
Yeah. We not related, even though we got the same last name.
That's right.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's what's up. You got to check 10 out, man.
Oh,
Now, we, here on this show, man, we talk a lot of trending topics that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
The first, I wanted to get your thoughts on.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Not necessarily the actual case of Young Thug gone to YSL.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been a lot of confusion on social media about what is snitching, what's not snitching. You don't have to necessarily say whatever who actually did snitch or not, but we just need to know, for us commoners that's not in the streets and stuff like that, what is really considered snitching and go ahead. Explain to our audience here, man.
Usually I'd be like, my name Ben and I ain't in it. I ain't got nothing to do with me, but it's a podcast, but shit, with that situation, bro, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody really know the ins and outs. They don't see no paperwork, none of that. Woo-da-woo. They just going by Instagram and what people say, and I tell you, everything on Instagram be cap that shit. You can't believe Instagram, bro. Whatever somebody posting, no matter if it's say cheese, academics, it ain't no real credible source. So with that, everybody taking pleas and shit. Like, man, his brother just took a plea.
Right.
So
Young Thug, yeah.
I'm pretty sure nigga
Young
wouldn't
Thug's
tell
brother.
on his own brother, like, but then again, niggas would do that. But, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really know, bro. I don't try to put myself in that. For one, it's like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, I ain't got no Rico. So
Right.
I don't really care about these niggas for real, but I don't care. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's got to be a lot
It's entertainment, everybody talking about it, but I just really don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is what it is. I mean, there's got to be pressure, and I'm sure the people prosecuting these things basically make everybody feel uncomfortable.
And I say this too, my bad to cut you off, but a lot of these people who got their opinions and shit about like, nigga snitch, woo. Man, you put these folks in that cold room,
Man.
they got their hands in their shirt waiting on for 3-4 hours. They gonna tell too. They gonna tell. I'm telling you.
That's the exact same
I
thing.
don't give a fuck how street you
man.
is, but you're gonna tell.
On
You
social
gonna,
media.
yeah.
You don't like you how you sit there wherever you at on your couch in your truck wherever, and come at these guys. It's time and time again. It's not just this situation. Time and time again when this comes to light in the public light, man. People sit there and be like, man, he's snitched. I'll never do that, and I don't care what it is, and he need to be whatever. I'll get somebody to murk him, and this and that. I'm talking about nurses and fucking truck drivers, and you know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you sit there and just talk like that? You don't know, like, until you've been in a situation like that, you don't know what you'll do. You looking at your kids, you looking at your family, you looking at, you said 25 to 30? I'm 30 now, that means 60? What you need from me?
That's where I was going with it. You don't know what's being said to these guys, and you also got to go through the prism of what you know and you don't know.
Right.
You might have done a little something, but that other guy did more than you.
Yeah, that's
And now you're getting a vibe like he might be trying to put it all on you.
Right.
And they're certainly going to play to that. So what are you going to do?
Them interrogators be playing with that, but
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
it's just what they call it?
Two-edged sword.
Two-edged sword, because
Yeah.
on the other side, it's just like, I nigga, you know what I'm saying? You lay your bed, you got to sleep in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You in there, and you talking about that too. You living that life, shit, accept what come with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
too.
Accept what come with it.
Yeah.
Good or bad. You accepted the good, now you got to accept the bad. A lot of people don't want to accept the bad.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's real. That's real.
That is.
That's it on that one, man. We don't know the ins and outs of the actual case, so we'll leave it at that. But that is good insight, because I wanted to know about everybody talking about it, snitching and not snitching, this and that. So that was good, there, man. Yeah. The next one I wanted to talk about here is the Tory Lanez Megans Thee Stallion case, and that case is just getting crazier and crazier by the day. Just to share a few of the headlines that's going on with this case. So, first of all, the next witness is the bodyguard, He went missing. They couldn't find him.
What the fuck? Damn.
They still haven't found him as of today.
I ain't know that.
I think they finally got a hold of him yesterday. But
okay.
That
So
hasn't
Who
been
about to go
confirmed
out?
yet.
Megans Stallion about to go out.
Right, he was the one driving. He was in the car, so he's really the key witness there. All right, because it was it was Meg, it was Tory, it was the friend, and it was the bodyguard. It was the 4 people in the car. All right, now here goes. I'm just gonna read this storylines that's going on with this case. Tory Lanez appears to doze off in court during the trial today.
As someone who's been at trial, they are boring.
Megans Stallion ex-friend did a diss track. I don't know what that means. Tory Lanez they tried to hit him with a witness tampering charge because Megan and their camp saying that Tory tried to offer them or bribe them to drop the case early or whatever, but that's been dropped, so they're not gonna go further with that. You got one witness who already testified saying that he saw 2 women jump out the car and get into a wild fight, and then this is his words say, and the small man got out of the car.
Yeah, I think I seen that. Yeah, I seen that shit.
The small man got out of the car, and he saw a woman fire the gun first.
Well, he said he saw a flash.
A flash. He didn't say. He said he couldn't confirm what.
Then there was a struggle for what he believed to be the weapon.
Exactly.
And then there were multiple flashes coming from the small man, the short man.
The small man.
And so yeah, that's that. And then there was the other thing. Then they said that that they were like kicking her when she was on the ground.
Yes.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
That was an interesting wrinkle.
And I don't know. I said this. It's funny because I said this before at the very beginning. I said, man, you got to jump that big bitch. I mean, that's what I said. That's a big motherfucker, man. So it don't surprise me that it actually came out because I said it first jokingly, but when you really think about it, how small he is, the friend is small, much smaller than her too. If they say when she get drunk, she get wild and aggressive. And she probably was getting the best of one of them. Then it took 2 of them.
Yeah.
So that's just crazy, man. Let me ask you this: you ever been in a situation to where you had basically he had one friend and then he tried to go to the other, and that's basically what this coming down to.
What, you talking about me?
Yeah. Have you ever been in that situation?
Shit, nah, I ain't never been in this situation. Nah. Nope. Hell nah.
Probably for the best.
Nah, I ain't never been in this shit. Nah.
That's a hard switch, man. One friend to
well, especially when you're all still hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I understand, even if it's understood, this and that, that's tough.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Go from one friend to the other, and then y'all gonna be in the same presence all the time, going to parties together.
Drunk and with a gun, it's not a good recipe.
Nah, it's a terrible recipe.
I almost feel like they should just abandon the trial and just say play on. Everybody's drunk and stupid here, like
that
whatever.
Whole shit crazy.
Ain't nobody dead. Let's carry on.
That
I mean, like
whole shit
because how do you parcel all this nonsense out?
Yeah, that's what
Like
it is.
you
Like
have
he
to,
say, she say.
yeah, and it's just crazy. And then even if you accept the witness's story, the 2 girls are fighting, a gun is involved in that. The girl fires a first shot, and then Tory comes out, tries to get the gun away from her, and then fires a couple random shots.
Yeah.
And here's the deal, like she was grazed in the foot. Play on.
Yeah.
Like this is not a big
They acting
deal.
like this shit got down. What the nigga with the glove, bro?
OJ.
OJ.
Yeah,
shit, like,
yeah. This is crazy, man.
No.
You know, I mean, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, like,
But it's just what I hate the most, and and I got a picture of Joe Budden said, I really don't like that girl. He said it in the because it's like the story, a piece of the story is there, but she just won't. It's like she's lying because she's not telling it all. Like she knows that friend had the gun. I think everybody knew originally. You know what I mean? After they didn't automatically detain Tory.
Right.
She shot her?
Yeah, basically she shot her. That's what the
'Cause they
witness
were
is
fighting.
saying. They was fighting. And Megan probably was beating her ass. She probably was getting the best of them.
that's what I'm saying.
And that's believable.
So why they say Tory Lanez shot her?
Well, like I said, I think what makes sense now since the witness came out, when the friend shot her, she dropped the gun. She probably not used to shooting a gun. If you ever been to a gun range, you know how to recoil and all that recoil. So Tory picked up the gun. He probably ain't used to shooting either. So as soon as he picked up the gun, shots probably went off as he's picking it up because it's not on safety no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's in my mind. That's the most reasonable and logical thing that happened.
While everybody's drunk and agitated.
While everybody's drunk, everybody agitated.
Nah, that's why I say, like, what do you? I mean,
so you going on this whole tirade of, we got to protect black women, y'all. Black men is continually to destroy black women, and y'all taking this side and this and that. You doing way too much. You're just doing way too much because none of that is really accurate.
And it's just, and again, like, protect black women. Like, you're not innocent in this deal.
Yeah.
You know, you're in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
You're drunk. That you started. Like, what more do you need to do here?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're sitting on your front porch chilling and somebody fires a shot at you.
Right.
I mean, that's a whole different scenario.
That's crazy. I'm really just sick of seeing that shit. I ain't gonna lie, on my Instagram. I'm sick of
it's just been continuously for what? What's this? A year or two now?
It's got to be over a year. It's got to be into year 2.
It's just constant. And it seemed like an open and shut case almost. Like it's just get rid of
her
it.
wound been healed, bro, on her foot.
Yeah. She was performing like the next week.
That's the other thing, man. You're not like you got grazed. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. I mean, once she gave that Gayle King interview, she was so obviously lying in that thing.
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't care what happened.
I didn't care what happened and what she said after that.
Give him a fresh gun and a new shot. Let's go.
The funniest thing to me, reading from the trial notes, is when Tory said, what's really going on, you're mad because, basically, he was trying to discredit the friend. He's trying to say, hey, man, Megan's really not your friend. He's talking to the friend. Megan's really not your friend because I was messing with you first, and then Megan had to come in and have relations with me. You were basically, he said, you fucking Ben Simmons first. Megan has to come in, but with Ben Simmons. You were fucking the baby first. Megan got to come in.
So every time this girl spreads her legs, Meg's got to come in.
Meg got to come in and clean up. Meg got to screw everybody that her friend screw. That's really not your friend.
That's not a friend.
So this
out here, bro. They out here, bro.
They out here.
That's why I can't be with no rapper. For real, I can't be with nobody in the industry.
Yeah, I can't. That's crazy.
I know how I go.
That's terrible.
It's grimy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to old school. You know how the gang go. Fuck every day, never fuck the same hoe. Straight up. Real quick here. Once again, you're on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports music and mayhem. I'm gonna give a shout out to our first official sponsor, Overkink.com. Has all of your needs, and I do mean all of your bedroom needs. I don't care what it is, what you're into. Overkink.com has it. Use promo code bubbapink for your discount, and you can be kinky on the low.
Yeah,
it's Christmas.
It is Christmas.
You ordered something to be here on time.
You gotta eat a bunch of shitty food. Why not get kinky on Christmas night?
Yeah, man. Don't no gift cards, no ties, and fucking purses and bags and shoes. Overkink.com, man. They got the new rose with the handle. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They got all that
rose.
Stuff. With the handle.
With the handle.
Not the regular rose. They got all that. All right, so Overkink.com, don't forget about it.
Skip church and give yourself a session with the rose.
Nah, fuck that rose. I'm the rose. What you talking about?
There we go.
Talk to me nice. Straight up. All right, now.
What we got?
Yeah, next I wanted to go to, let's see here. I wanted to go to NBA, right?
Mm.
All right. So in the NBA right now, and I wanted to get here because I got your boy. I know you're from Memphis. I got something for Ja Morant said.
Search.
The NBA has switched a little bit, man. Over recent years, the Western Conference has been the stronger, more dominant conference.
Historically, yeah.
Yeah, historically. And things are changing now. So they're asking Draymond and Ja Morant about the West. I'm going to play this video, and then we're going to talk about it real quick.
When Wilbon asked you about who to be concerned about, you said Boston, you said Milwaukee. You didn't mention a single team in the Western Conference. Is that you saying you and the Golden State Warriors are not concerned about the West?
No, I'm not concerned about anybody in the West. I think there are good teams in the West, good teams that you have to, fear, have the appropriate fear, as Coach Kerr always talk about. Phoenix is one of those teams. I've been telling everybody for 2 years now, I'm never counting the Lakers out. They got LeBron James, they got Anthony Davis, they got Russell Westbrook. I'm never counting them out. But I don't worry about anybody in the West. I have appropriate fear, and I know what teams are capable of. But I know if we play our A game, nobody's beating us.
Who do you look at around the league as you're studying and say, we're going to have to run through them?
Celtics.
No one in the West.
Nah, I'm fine in the West.
So they talking about the West. I'll finish this video a couple seconds behind. And then here go Ja.
Man. Ain't the Lakers?
Yeah.
The Lakers in the West, ain't they?
Oh, yeah, Lakers in the West.
Damn.
You got Denver Nuggets in the West. You got Phoenix Suns, the Clippers. You got Portland with Dame. You got Dallas with Luka. You know what I mean?
Ain't worry about them.
Ain't worry about them.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when I look at it, nobody in the West is having a great season.
No.
They're all just kind of, all right. They're dropping games here and there. Nobody's having that year where they're just out the gate and you're looking at them going, damn, they got their shit together.
Crazy, yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing. I mean, the Warriors, coming out of last year, you thought maybe, but they've had a lot of problems this year.
Right.
They've looked really bad at times. And, so there's nobody to fear there. I think if you're any one of those 4 or 5 teams that we just mentioned, you feel like this is ours for the taking. There's nobody out there that's like, we don't want to fuck with them.
Is it more who that?
Who?
Oh, the Warriors. Well,
Exactly.
you got Steph and all them boys. Steph out there. Steph out.
Exactly.
But I want to know, is it more about the Western Conference is not as good now? Or is this, if you listen to those two, right? So you had Draymond first saying basically the same thing as Josh said, right?
Yeah.
But Draymond didn't say anything about Memphis. Ja didn't say anything about Golden State. Is this about the rivalry between Golden State and Memphis, or is this more about the Western Conference is shitty now?
I think that part that you said, I think
Both.
it was direct that they didn't speak about each other.
Yeah.
I think that was real. They play on
on
Christmas
purpose.
Day. Yeah. They mentioned everybody else.
Yeah.
But I mean, Draymond's in a spot. I mean, they're playing like crap. Like, how bold can you talk? He could say what he said. He's, I don't fear anybody. If we're playing our A game, we're good. That's about all you could say because you're playing your C and D game right now.
Right.
You know.
I don't know. You still you is Memphis like your favorite team? You rocking with Ja
I have to.
until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. they going crazy. I have to
They
in this
going
home
crazy,
team, so it's just like,
Yeah. You made it to a home game yet? Like since Ja been there?
Man, bro, my song is their intro.
Oh yeah.
For real?
Yeah, bro. I wish I would you pull the video up and shit. Yeah, my song is
I
the
ain't know
intro,
that.
bro. And I still ain't been to a game since it been like that.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to get out there,
But
man.
yeah, y'all gotta make it
I
happen.
do.
Yeah.
I gotta
get
make
to
it
a
happen.
game.
They got a game on New Year. What you said? New Year?
Nah, Christmas is the next big game, like the big
New Year's they
national,
playing in
but
Memphis.
New Year's they playing in Memphis.
Yeah. We seeing about give me some flow seats to that shit. We working that out now.
Yeah, you got to get
But
on
that'd
that.
be
man.
hard because
They got to get on that one.
they play my song every game and it's the intro. I got it's only right. So
Yeah, for
Right.
sure, man.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Do you know any of the guys on the team or?
hell no. No, Ja. That's
Right.
it. No, I didn't ran into Ja one time though. It was in Vegas. It was cool. That was like right when I got signed and shit.
Oh,
Okay.
But like personally, no, I don't know them.
Yeah.
You get those. Floor
They know my
seats,
songs though. It's crazy.
I was gonna say you get the floor seat.
I got
but
it.
you don't.
Yeah.
Hey, I know what
Yeah,
damn good did.
Yeah, bro.
That's good.
If you, how tapped in are you to to the NBA?
Shit. I just know Memphis, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm the highlight nigga. Like I just catch the highlights and shit.
Yeah.
And
And
I don't too much just got time to just watch every game.
right.
I'm the championship nigga in the Super Bowl. Nigga.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Playoffs. Wake me up when the playoffs.
You feel
is,
me? Yeah, that
and
me.
then I catch the highlights, IG, TikTok like that. And
Yeah.
that's crazy because Ja is the most highlight guy right now.
He sell
get money of
tickets.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not an every dribble guy like you, Bubba.
You would compare him to D Rose. We had this conversation like yesterday, I think.
Yeah, we did.
I think you have to, man. I think you have to.
Better or
A little D Rose, a little Iverson, He got a little, you know, but he can play make too, man. He's a good playmaker. He's a good, like, real point guard too.
I just think those two guys, because both of those guys had a certain cultural currency and represented their city in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think that Ja, like the fearlessness, the athleticism, the just that hunger to go at people, that's what you talk about with like young D Rose, and that's what you talk about with Iverson and Philly. And I think that's why he resonates with those two guys as comparison. Not so much like how I exactly play the game.
Exactly.
But more just that he just super talented, super athletic dude who's ready to rep his city and go after people.
And he live, he dance and shit. Like, you know, he talk shit.
As far as who's better, he got a chance to be better than Rose, but just not right now.
See, they were talking about he already been in Rose. I was like, nah.
Not right now.
I ain't gonna lie.
It's too early. Even though Rose had
about 3 seasons where he was at his peak before the big injury.
3.
Yeah.
I mean, Ja's already there.
He's not there. He's not there.
He's season 3, right, or 4?
Well, years wise, but I'm talking about like as far as the level.
He hasn't won MVP. I get that, but like again, he's unless something catastrophic happens this year. He's going to be statistically better. He's going to be longevity at peak performance better.
Yeah.
It's just
you
a
can
matter
say
of time.
it's a matter of time.
Yeah,
but
not that much time because D Rose didn't have that much time.
Yeah.
But when they was talking, I just felt like they was talking more on Josh's side. I fuck with Ja, you know, but I was telling them like, bro, y'all forgot about what D Rose did, bro. You gotta remember what that man did, bro.
Yeah, that's it. They just
but
short memory
time
loss.
though, so we gonna see.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't get hurt. I ain't gonna put that.
Yeah, and right now, man, it's so early in his career, but this is like, it's Memphis time. I mean, it's nobody really standing firmly in their way.
Yeah.
So, you know, normally you're supposed to give basketball players, you know, whatever, 5 to 7 years. Yeah, Memphis.
Memphis time.
Supposed to give him 5 to 7 years, but right now it's like it's his time, man.
No, opportunity's knocking. They got a good, deep roster. And, I mean, if the Warriors don't pull their shit together soon, you know, and again, you look at the Clippers, guys play part-time. The Lakers are a shit show.
I got a question, bro.
Yeah.
What about the Magic?
The Magic. We get into the Magic.
They
say
kinda,
that.
They kind of
say
the
that.
corner a little bit. Dog.
Yeah. We got that coming in Coach Pink.
Okay,
yeah. Because them boys been talking trash too.
They need some Magic.
Yeah. They got some good young players, but they need a good veteran in there, man.
That what it is.
That's definitely what it is.
I think so.
Like not just any veteran. They need a veteran that can still hoop. You know what I'm saying?
A veteran that can still hoop that knows winning. That's been on winning teams,
winning coach,
and can kind of push those guys across.
They don't have a winning coach right now. They have athletes. They have young players that can really hoop and get after it. But there's no winning coach.
Y'all need Shaq. That was y'all need. Bro.
Pre-game Papa John's pizza.
That'll help anybody.
Shaq. Penny.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all get that though.
Yeah. We'll get that for sure, man. Yeah. All right, next let's get the starter bench for Coach Pink, man. This is what we give Pink 60 seconds to respond to all the trending topics that's happening in sports, music, and entertainment. Then after he get done, we're gonna judge him on his comments. All right,
let's do it.
That's what we're doing. So let's see here. Where we at here? Coach Pink. All right, get my clock ready. And first Pink, we got since we were just talking about the Magic, let's go Magic. Start the bench with the
Let's
Magic.
start them. Hometown team.
So after winning a few games in a row there, within that streak, they beat Boston twice, back to back. All right. After they beat them the second time, you got the players, you got Markelle Fultz, Bomba Cole, they all going on Twitter talking trash to the Celtics. Of course, the Celtics are the best team in the East. They were just in the championship last year. All right. And Markelle posted on Twitter about the time that the Magic beat Boston in the playoffs and how what's the name slapped them. One of the players slapped a player from Boston. All right.
Was this back when Dwight Howard was playing?
When Rayford Austin slapped Eddie House.
That was back when.
09. That was Dwight.
Yeah, the year they made the final.
Yeah. So go ahead and how do you feel about the players talking smack after beating Boston twice? Is it vindicated or what?
I'm good with it. I mean, I don't know that it's entirely deserved, but the way I look at it is this: you just beat the top team in your conference twice. And now you're talking, which means you got to back this shit up. I think what they're doing is they're putting it out there, and now they gotta live up to it.
Right.
And in a way, you can look at it as that's immaturity, but I think it's weirdly mature that you put that out there to live up to.
Right.
I like it. I like that, man. I think you're soft if you just hey, you're happy to beat the Celtics, whatever. No, be somebody. We talk about Memphis. That's what they did.
Yeah.
They started experiencing a little success, and they called out for more.
Yeah.
They went at the Warriors, on Twitter, on wherever. And I think that's just the way, mentality. That's where you got to be.
That competitive shit,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Do that work in rap?
Look,
You want-
rap they take a little too far, man. Or you get nigga dying and shit. Like, so it's a little different, man.
A little different, but similar in nature.
I want to talk about that too, but I'm gonna let you continue.
All right, we'll get there right after Coach Pink. Start the bench with Coach Pink. I want to hear that too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Trey Songz start the bench.
Trey Songz beating people up, huh? I'm here for that.
So he's a repeat offender. We talked about Trey a few times on the show already. But what happens with Trey Songz is he's assaulting women, but he's getting away with it time after time. This time they don't think he will.
Like Cyndi Lauper.
He surrendered to the police after a bowling alley assault on a woman, man. Go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard a lot of stuff about him for a while now,
Yeah.
that he's like this abusive guy. I mean, I hope they get him this time. I mean, let's make it stand, Get him off the streets if that's what it takes. But yeah, I mean, if where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm a big behavior guy. And it's like, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Like, you probably can't deny it. Yeah. I'm Trey Songz. I beat up women. Like, what the heck, man? Be about something.
Yeah.
And make mediocre songs.
That's crazy, man.
Bubba got a special delivery to the studio. I like it.
Trey Songz coming like R. Kelly almost, bro. Like, for real, he gonna have
For real.
He gonna have one of them stories.
I'm
for
gonna
real.
I'll beat your ass and pee on you, too.
Time, man. Time. All right.
Cut me off before it gets worse.
Tupac start the bench.
Oh, gotta start the legend, man.
Yeah, we know that's one of 10 favorite rappers of all time.
You know that.
So Corrupt, who was definitely in that time, he's a West Coast rapper as well, a former. Not sure if he's still making music. Doubt it. He was telling a story how at the time he was in the studio with Pac, and all of a sudden, Faith Evans came in, and at the time she was married to Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
So Corrupt was like, oh, shit, it's time for me to go. I see what's going on here. And he said right the next day, that's when Pac hit him up with the famous line, you claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. He said Tupac made that song a day after Faith Evans came to the studio. So he can confirm that Pac and Faith Evans was alone, even though Faith Evans, of course,
she denied it.
They're always going to deny the chicks, man. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's a great story. It confirms
In the
like
studio,
a long-held
what I just
belief,
said.
man. Yeah. Shout out for I should have said it 2 decades ago, but what the hell?
That shit old.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That was in the 90s.
He probably was asked about it. Maybe I don't understand how you would just bring it up out of the thin blue sky. I wasn't watching the interview. When
Yeah. I'm sure he was asked about it. But like there's plenty of times to bring it up back when his career mattered. I mean, come on.
Right. He need to drop a mixtape next week.
does,
That's what
he
it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably why. Does anyone want to interview me? But yeah.
All right.
You think she was a good fuck?
Faith Evans?
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't think so either. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think she's probably a C+.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. I take that back.
Inside information.
I think so,
Biggie
yeah.
was a big dude, so she got to do a lot of the work. You
Sure.
understand? So she probably pretty
She
fun.
probably was.
Yeah.
Maybe she thought she could take a night off with Tupac.
Yeah.
Didn't put
Tupac
in a
is a lively guy. He
Yeah.
probably jumping off dresses, all type of shit.
Yeah.
She was probably not prepared for that.
Dirty.
She was
bro.
probably
That
not
shit
prepared.
dirty.
Yeah.
I think she bit off more than she could chew.
There you go.
Yeah, this energized little skinny guy. What the fuck? Give me a fat guy. Let me ride for a couple.
That's time, man. Like time.
Okay.
Lavar Ball started bench, man.
Oh man, yeah, we'll go ahead bitching about the Lakers, right?
Yeah, he's still sour that the Lakers let go his son Lonzo. So when they asked him, because LaMelo Ball, he's been out for a while, he's been hurt, but
Of all the Laker moves, that might have been the best one they made because he hasn't been
played.
able to play.
He hasn't played.
He's been hurt.
So he's saying they asked him about if LaMelo is on the move, would he be interested in joining the Lakers? and he just said, "Hell no." What's your take on that, man?
All right, here's my thing. He's making this statement just out of pettiness for Lonzo and how the dream of LA didn't work out. But you don't even need to do that. You could just say the Lakers are a bad situation to go to. They have aging and injured players, and I don't want my 22-year-old son going there. Right. Like, here's the life lesson. Don't be petty when you don't have to be. Right. Because you can make the same statement and stand for it on a completely different reason that doesn't make you look petty. Mm-hmm. Petty's unnecessary, man.
Yeah. I like it.
Well, he's not the brightest guy in the world, so I'm not surprised by any of this. I really thought he was an overhyped turd. I mean, who's worried about the Ball Brothers brand right now?
No, I was riding with him. I was riding with him for a minute, but then he got too outlandish.
My take from the inception was that brand is only as good as the kids.
Yeah.
And I like Lonzo a lot, but he's hurt and he's not playing. He hasn't played for a while. LaMelo is. He's not evolving. The team's not very good. He came in with a nice flash, but again, he's not. Guys in Anthony Edwards clearly better than him. Yeah. He's not on Ja's heels for nothing. He's just a guy who's pretty good on a really bad team.
Drake started bench.
Gotta start Drake.
So Drake thought he had $1 million. He bet $1 million on Argentina to win the World Cup. Argentina won. But the bet was for in regulation, of course.
So technically it was 3-3 plus the shootout. And I didn't realize that your soccer bets it's pinned on an outcome of not a shootout.
Yeah. So
he
lost $1 million.
It does make sense.
He lost it.
Yeah.
He lost $1 million.
Because it was 3-3 at the end of regular playing time, and they decided it by a shootout. But you don't consider that a loss, like technically when it's that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So you lose your
money. Hurt though, but damn, I wanted it.
But he was probably super hyped and excited.
Yeah.
But fuck him and fuck Argentina. Argentina is the shittiest country on the earth. They have the scummiest, low-class people, man.
We fuck with Messi.
I fuck with Messi though. You number 10.
Nah, man. I fuck with Mbappe.
He's coming up.
He's the guy that had 3 goals against Argentina. The man on my back right here. Hell yeah. Best player in the world.
Last is
let me mention this.
Oh, go ahead.
After playing the World Cup final Sunday, less than 62 hours later, guess who's at practice?
Oh, your guy?
Hell yeah, ready to go.
Ready to go?
Yeah. Mbappe's ready to play, man.
We got him coming. We're going to talk about him later in the show. Coach, Matt Ryan started bench.
I don't know where that's going. Let's figure it out.
You can bench him. We'll bench him because he's benched anyway. That's what's going on. He's been benched more than anybody in the NFL this year.
Rightly so.
Yeah, facts. So what we thinking here, Tan? You got anything you want to add there to about the Magic trolling the Celtics? You got Tupac possibly smashing Faith. We don't know for sure.
That's confirmation, man. That's confirmation.
Pac did that, bro. Pac did that, bro.
That's confirmation.
I feel like he did.
Yeah. Trey Songz whooping up on women. It's fair to say now that's not allegedly.
But why would Faith even show up at Tupac's recording session if she's not there to smash?
They beefing. Why your girl?
There's no way.
I think she did a hook for him. I'm not totally sure.
When they
I think
beefing?
she might have did
when they're beefing?
Oh, but when they're beefing.
I mean,
it's
come
the East Coast,
on,
West
man.
Coast shit.
That's tough.
That was big, bro.
That ain't tough.
When she denied it, what she said was she didn't know that they were going through what they're going. But that's
ridiculous.
Hard.
You're married.
That's impossible to believe.
Yes.
But she said she didn't know.
Dude, most women's stories are terrible.
That's a terrible story.
You don't think Biggie told her?
She didn't need to. She just needed to hear.
I'm sure.
That's
the biggest beef. That's big. I'm sure he coming home talking about it. Yeah. But at the same, he shouldn't have to say stay away from Tupac.
Way. There's no way. You're showing up at the studio.
Yeah.
With my
Come on, man.
And then if you're doing that, you kind of got to sneak around. Like, come when everybody gone or something, man. You know, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to slide to the studio. You got to slide to his condo or something. I don't know. That's just She wasn't thinking.
Think about
She
this.
just wasn't
Tupac's recorded so much music. He's probably nowhere other than the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
You're gonna
motherfucker
see
has
it.
some music.
Yeah,
Rest in peace, Pop,
Come on.
man.
Yeah, for real.
Let's be realistic.
He has some music for sure. But go ahead, Tim. You wanted to say something about the about beef or rappers when they?
Oh yeah. Nah, I just feel like, bro, I'm finna get in the island music, bro. I'm an island nigga now, like for real. GT, you know. I just feel like everybody too tough now, bro. Like everybody tough as
For
hell.
no
like,
reason.
Nigga, this that rap industry, bro. This the hip hop industry. Like, why everybody feel like they gotta be so tough? Like, you see a nigga, you just even when I be with these rappers, they just so tough. It's like I know you not like that for real, bro. Cause you like you just mad as hell in a comfortable spot. Like whether you in a club, like you, I know you gotta be on your P's and Q's, but nigga, you just like these folks just be so like. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't gotta act like that. I could be smiling, and then as soon as something happen, I'm in that mode. But like, if you in that mode 24/7, nigga, even when you with your girl, like what, you're faking it, bro. That's not really you. You know what I'm saying? It's a front, bro.
Exactly.
So I'm an island nigga now, bro. I'm making island music,
I'm
bro.
gonna tell you, man. I've been
I'm
on that
switching my
wave.
genre,
I've been
yeah.
on that wave for a few years. Even Pete knows. Like I go to carnivals.
Yeah.
It's just like I'd rather be around that vibe than even like a hip hop club now, man. Cause like you say, it's all that fake toughness. The chicks just in the clubs just to look pretty. They're not dancing.
Yeah,
they
bro.
acting. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on,
Just
man.
standing around, just
standing
looking.
around, looking. You go up, approach
It's
them.
not fun. See, back in the day, them man folks in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The juke joint and
Come on,
shit, bro.
nah.
Yeah.
Feel me? It ain't like that no more,
ain't
bro.
like that.
That's why I don't really go out no more.
It's a
This
fashion
shit.
show. It's you know.
Everybody
who
too
could be the
cool to do
toughest
whatever. You know, you too cool to do that. Like,
Yeah.
Do you feel like, you know, a lot of young hip hop guys that they almost have to like play a role and be that fake tough guy to be accepted or to be you know, whatever, to have their music go forward?
I feel like subliminally, yeah, that's why they feel like they doing that. But like, bro, if you a solid individual and you stand on, you know what I'm saying, morals and principles, and you know yourself, you know you ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know you keep being you until they fuck with it, bro. You ain't gotta play in the. I gotta act like this to be a rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear
bro.
what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Now, and again, if at the end of the day, if it's fake, it's gonna be exposed at some point. It's gonna lack authenticity.
Yeah.
And at some point, it'll be caught up to.
Bro, these folks just too tough for me, bro. I don't like it, bro.
That's the favorite thing I like about my favorite artist, Kodak, man, because he has so much fun. Like it's not, you know what I mean? I don't know, but
I feel you though, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't the rappers in his whatever you call it, rap class or whatever. Like them guys, man, like they're just super tough guys, and you know, I don't know. It's just hard to like watch those guys and follow those guys, man. For real. No, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
One of the last things I wanted to go over with you, of course, was another trending thing. And I might not even have it on here, it look like. But Master P, man. Master P and Romeo.
I seen this shit,
yeah,
bro.
man.
That's crazy.
So you got P and Romeo going at it. So Romeo came out on his social media and basically was like, you know, they're doing bad. Him, the kids, the mom, you know what I'm saying? They doing bad financially, and it's all Master P fault. You know what I'm saying? One of the things Romeo's saying is that he had to pay for P taxes when Master P got into tax problems, all like that. And first of all, when these things happen like that and then it explodes on social media, and that was the intention because Romeo put it out on social media.
Yeah.
But again, dog, just people reactions to it. It's like, first of all, this is like personal family business. How you gonna jump in and automatically take somebody's side when you don't know what the fuck going on? People coming out, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, Master P would never do his son like that. How the hell you know what Master P will do?
Yeah.
But that's the point of them putting on social media.
But yeah, that's
like,
I mean, you go to Romeo, you're putting it
what
out
you expect?
Yeah.
You know,
what
like,
I'm saying?
yeah.
What you expect? But
Yeah.
like, I don't know, bro. That's why I said, like, you can't talk about family business on social media and Instagram and shit, because
It's always a no-no.
everybody got their own opinions and shit like that. But I grew up fucking with Master P. That was one of my favorite rappers, not for his music, but like more of his like hustle and how he came in the game and the shit that he did. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but I ain't gonna lie though, bro. Like, it's been a lot of people with similar stories with bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
like
I'm
Kodak,
saying, man.
Young Boy, like so. it's just like, damn, you call a spade, bro. You know.
People are patterns of behavior.
But you got to think though, bro. Master P came from the mud, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Calico Project. So it's just like, nigga, how you want a nigga that, you know? But at the same time, it is his son though, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cause Romeo said he ain't get paid for none of the Lil Romeo music he put out, bro. He ain't get paid for Rap Snacks. He just got his Rap Snacks check yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Like one of his first ones.
So.
Yeah, and that's old.
But that's common. I ain't gonna lie. That's black household shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit, my mom put me on. You know what I mean? Like, feel me? I ain't seen no goddamn. You feel me? So I don't know, bro. I don't know. Let's see how it play out.
One of my I don't like Stephen A. Smith, but one of my favorite things that he say, if it walk like a duck, crack like a duck, it damn sure ain't no mongoose. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, P he got too many like allegations that's the same, it's similar. Like you know, it's bad business. He always trying to get over on somebody and stuff like that. You wouldn't think he'll do it to his family, but maybe so.
But
murder.
You are like you're a product of your habits, and if you're doing that, you know, it's eventually going to go to your family or whoever's in the way.
Right.
It's just you become that guy, you know, and that's how you conduct business.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
that's
He always been to get the dollar no matter what it take. You know what I'm saying?
At all costs.
Yeah.
At all costs, I got the hook up. You know, so maybe that's just type of nigga he is, bro.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You know, Louisiana, fucked up place. For real, it is.
No, that's true too. Like, I remember the first time I went to New Orleans. I'd never been out of the country before, but that felt like I was out of the country. It just had a whole different feel to it when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was different.
The funniest thing, my homeboy dad, man, when we was jits, he said, man, never trust a dude from Louisiana, Mississippi, New Orleans area, man. They all shiesty, slimy. And then what's funny is a couple years after that, for real, a couple years after that, the storm hit, Katrina. So a lot of them had to come down, and of course Donnell Carver, you know, they came, and you know what I'm saying. That's funny, man. That's hilarious, man. So 10, you said you have new music dropping next year. We don't know exact time, exact date.
Ain't said it.
What you said then? You working, maybe.
He's planning.
It can be tomorrow, bro. It can be Wednesday.
Okay.
It's the surprise factor for me, bro.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, you never let the left hand know what the right hand doing.
Yeah.
Type shit. But I don't got no release date though. But we got plenty of shit in the stash, bro. I can tell you.
What's the most important thing right now for up and coming artists, like yourself and your particular? Like, is it music videos? Is it promotion? Is it the actual songs and music? Is it social media? Like.
If you was to categorize them to A, B, C, D, it'd be all the above, bro. You gotta tackle everything. You gotta tackle everything you just
with
said.
The same ferocity.
But it's everything you name. That's it. Like that's what it is. Yeah. But you gotta tackle all of them. Like you have to, and you don't worry about no label, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. This shit ain't what it's seen. Don't worry about no label.
You gotta put your own hustle in, even with a label. Even when you sign, you gotta have your own hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do it ever get tiring, the social media thing, having to be so present on social media all the time?
Yeah, it do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's part of the job. Like, nigga, work get tired. Like, you go to work, you get tired. So
damn, that's facts.
It's just digital. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be done, though. Like, a lot of this shit, I don't want to make a video, but I have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to keep in their face. So that would it be about.
No, I think it's one of those things where, like, if you neglect any one of those, that could be the reason you don't get through. So you can't. You know, you got to push them all, and just keep grinding them in.
Yeah, it ain't really about talent nowadays, bro. You got like your shit got to sound good, but it's more about finding a way inside the industry, like finding a way to get your shit heard by a lot of people.
Yeah, and
you can have some ass music, like it don't even matter. That shit sound trash as hell, like. But if you get everybody on board with it, you lit. People gonna eventually fuck with it.
Yeah.
And that's the fucked up part about it. I ain't gonna lie, that's bad though. That it's like that, but that's how it is, bro.
Yeah.
Cause people don't really care about talent no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get the most talented nigga, he'll never be on.
Yeah.
Cause he not doing something right. He not doing the fake shit. You know what I'm saying? For real, bro.
Nah.
But his music sound way better than Lil Pump or whoever.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
That's true though, because you hear like a lot of music that's in a popular lane, and if you really listen, you're like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, why do people think this is good?
because it's trending. His TikTok is,
Yeah.
they can dance to it. Like, that don't necessarily mean that it's good music, bro. Like, it's just the kid. Like, you gotta think, bro. This is a kids game now. Like back in the day, that was signing like 20-year-old, 30-year-olds, like with labels, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Two Chainz got on late. Jeezy.
That's why that message was different back then, than it was now. Now, like, labels don't want nothing under 19. They want 17-year-olds, like, and of course the message is gonna sound different. It's because it's kids putting the message out, bro.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
they're
not finna talk about what needed to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they kids, bro. Their brain ain't developed all the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's true. That's true. But they're speaking to other kids, and other kids are the ones that are just diving into the projects.
Yeah.
And like we got jobs. We have a limited amount of time to like allocate to music and things like that. But it's like some 16-year-old.
People wonder like why like NBA YoungBoy like his should be charting so much. Some of it may be fake, but he does have that young crowd, man. That kid crowd. Because he came in the game so
following
young.
with the little kids.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
man.
them folks love that man. Like, I had a neighbor like that stayed above me. Little kid, I used to let him come do music and shit. That man used to, bro. I don't know if he was playing or not, but he was like, I go up there and do rituals, the NBA Young music. I cut the lights off and just play his music and do rituals. Well, I'm like, I don't know if he was playing or not, though.
What kind of ritual?
You hear the craziest shit over with NBA YoungBoy fans, man. I don't know if it's real or not, but you hear some of the craziest stuff.
Hey, young fella, I don't
it's
think
real,
we
bro.
And I don't listen to all his music, so maybe he's telling these folks to do that stuff. I don't know, man.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but he got him like that.
That's wild. That's wild.
I think it's because he the villain of the industry. Like, he going against everybody. He the underdog. Well, not the underdog, but like he's just the black sheep of the industry.
That's the perfect word. He's the black sheep of the industry.
And that resonates.
Which is
with
weird
people.
because his fucking numbers are on top.
Yeah. Well, no, but it resonates. Like that, positioning yourself in that place resonates, and people get behind that outlaw
like,
thing.
don't nobody fuck with me, but y'all do. That's why, all my
it's
people.
Powerful message.
But that's in history, though. Like, all right, you got Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A lot of people fuck with Batman, right?
He the black
but
sheep,
a lot of
sheep,
people fuck with the Joker, too, though. You know what I'm saying? It's the
For
same
sure.
shit.
Damn,
Like,
that's true.
it's the
A lot of
same
people
shit.
fuck with the Joker.
Yeah.
It's a market for the Joker.
I fuck with the Joker after that last movie.
You even go back with like the Oakland Raiders.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they were like
the black sheep of
bad
the
boy,
NFL.
black sheep. You got the Americans
Detroit
team,
Pistons.
But people are
Detroit.
drawn to that, And even like the U back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
When they were like,
when they were the cocaine
dropping,
cowboy.
the cocaine dropping personal fouls like every 3 plays, and
people do resonate.
I mean,
with
people love that. Like it won't always be loved by everybody, but you'll have that hardcore, and they see that in themselves.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They feel like I'm the overlooked guy. I'm the guy that gets shit on, and that's my guy.
Yeah.
Because he's the hip hop version of what I see myself as.
Yeah.
And again, when you're talking about those undeveloped brains, they go all in.
It's dangerous, though, bro.
What rituals you want me to do?
Dangerous. Because if
I gotta kill a goat.
pushing a message of like, all right, what bro talk about? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm asking you.
Oh, talking about YoungBoy?
Yeah, what the message like? What are you talking about?
Man, I couldn't even tell
If you
you.
was
But
to
it
sum
was
it up.
if I was to sum it up, it's like I couldn't even tell you really. What you say?
Shit.
Like
Dumb shit.
it really is though.
Violence, killing,
Yeah.
depression,
A lot of that.
pain.
A lot of that.
All right, and you got all these kids that follow that, and you know like what music do, bro. Music molds a lot of these kids' minds, bro, because that's all they got. You know what I'm saying? They listen to music more than they listen to their parents. You see what I'm saying? So for real though, like
Yeah. A lot of depression.
that's how I was,
but
but I just listened to the right shit. Nigga, I bumping pop, I bump, old school shit. But so if that's the case, bro, then that's the generation that's gonna be. That's the new generation.
It's the new generation. Yeah.
It's gonna show in their actions.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's bad, bro.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not good.
It
You know what I'm saying?
It is. But a lot of people put that blame on the labels. more so than the artist. I remember
That's a
we
whole
talked
different
about this a little bit.
conversation,
Yeah,
bro.
we talked about this a little bit
Saying.
with Charles, what's his name? White or Charles? Y'all know his
Charleston
name.
White.
Charleston White. Cause the dude was saying it's the label's fault that it's changing the new generation stuff. He's like, nah, man, it's the artists. They the ones. The label ain't writing them lyrics. They ain't telling them to go.
That ain't the fucking, bro. It's the artist, bro. But if you want to be for real, this all was a plan, bro, to push this shit way back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta do your research though. Like a lot, it's a whole plan, bro. It's a whole
deeper
plan,
than
bro.
rap.
Yeah, cause they know like it's like psychology with the shit. Like if your brain not all the way molded, and they know it's a study that shows like these kids all they do is listen to music and they follow it. They show it in their actions. So we're gonna push this type of music. And it's gonna lead to what? Jail, death. Nigga, like that's what's been happening.
And that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
And there's that thing too. Like once something starts to get a little foothold, the industry's gonna just double down on it. They're gonna the labels that don't have that particular artist, they're gonna try and find their version of that artist and promote that guy. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, hey, we need this dark rapper. That speaks to teens. It's like he's killing it over there. Where's our version of that guy?
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, bro, this shit ain't good, bro. I don't like that.
Nah, it's bad.
It really that's one of my island boys.
Yes, sir. I really do hope you get tapped into that lane, man.
I'm trying, bro.
Yeah,
I like it.
I hope you do, man. Cause
I'm trying to work with Burna Boy and shit. I feel like that'd be hard.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Bump these, man. Fuck these. Getting a feature from XYZ rapper, man. Burna Boy. That's a feature you can be proud about saying, hey, I'm trying to get that.
Yeah.
Not none of these. You know what I'm saying? Fly by guys you would be hotter than in a couple months anyway.
Yeah.
They cool. They cool.
Yeah.
They cool.
I just don't like to come with it. Like it's a lot of. Let me shut up, bro. Go ahead.
All right.
I'm done.
Well, this. You got anything else to share or get? Cause we're gonna get into some more sports, man. So you can plan your exit now, or you can rock
man,
out.
T in business, man. To everybody notice, that's my label. We pushing it.
Hold on, say that again.
TN 10 to everybody notice. That's the label. That's the movement.
And what you gonna have some artists under that too?
I got artists, but like I said, what is it? Great planning, common preparation, something like that. Plan preparation. That's what we in that phase.
Okay.
Because we not finna just jump out here. We finna make sure we got our gear on first. We finna make sure it's presented right. But yeah, we got artists.
Okay.
I like
and
it.
most of these family members, so we coming in right.
Mm-hmm.
They just like me.
Yes,
I like
sir.
it.
Yes, sir. All right,
Y'all though, man.
Yes, sir. Always, man. 10 fam. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Already, man.
You're part of the On the Bench fam for sure, man. Appreciate you coming through. I'm gonna play this short clip here. Then we'll be.
I'm from Eatonville, Florida, the first black incorporated town in America, established in 1887, founded by just 27 black families. We're a small black town just located north of Orlando, Florida, about 12 minutes from downtown. Eatonville was a cultural landmark for black people in the South, and really across the United States. Our town has produced a lot of influential people, such as the great writer Zora Neale Hurston, football legend Deacon Jones, actor Norm Lewis, and professional football player HaHa Clinton Dix, just to name a few. Eatonville was also home to the Robert Hungerford Normal and Industrial School, founded in 1889, modeled after Booker T. Washington's Tuskegee Institute. So Hungerford dominated all the way until about the late 1940s, early 1950s as a black privately owned institution. So by the early 50s, Hungerford couldn't really operate. They didn't have the finances to do it, to keep the school open. Orange County was right in place. 1951, the Circuit Court of Orange County, Florida awarded real and personal property of the Robert Hungerford Normal and Industrial School to the school board. Look at this, totaling approximately 300 acres that had to be utilized for educational purposes and reserving for the trustees the use of the Stewart Memorial Chapel located in the school campus. 1965, they created Hungerford Elementary School. 1974, a circuit court judgment was entered to cancel the educational restrictions that was on the Hungerford property. So now only the 2 schools, the 50 acres the 2 schools was on, were going to be considered.
All right, so this is what I need folks to do. Shout out to Julian. I've been following his IG page. now for a couple of weeks. And I've actually found his page through Orlando Media Group, so shout out to them as well. Julian is doing an awesome thing for Eatonville, Florida, because that's where I'm from as well. It's just, he's trying to get land back that belongs to Eatonville, that belongs to the town. Please go to his IG page. It literally only took me like 5 to 10 seconds. The link is right there on his page, on his main IG page. I have it up here so you can look it up, Mr. LVNU. It'll come right up. You go to the link, and all you need to do is it's just really easy. It's almost like a vote feature, but it's not. It's just.
Was it a petition?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a petition, and you just click 1 click, 2 clicks, and you're out and you're done, and it really helps.
So the land that he's referring to, what currently occupies that?
So right now I know a part of the land that he's talking about is is Hungerford, right? The what used to be Hungerford, and the city, I guess he's saying the county is technically owns it now.
Okay.
And of course he's saying that it originally belonged to the town of Eatonville.
Okay.
But there are other areas where he's counting that acres of land as well. Excuse me. For sure.
But it's not necessarily a contiguous piece of land.
The main part is, yes.
Oh, okay.
But
it's currently in the possession of the county, but not developed, or is it developed?
He's saying in a similar clip, some of the things that they've put there over the years, they've used it as parking, they've used it as X, Y, and Z. It's the county, so they use it how they see fit. But it's not like some whatever main building that they have been there for years.
I played my last tackle football game
in that field.
On that field.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I mean, I came down from Connecticut. Like, our team played there. We played a team from Chicago, 134-8, and then like when I moved down to Orlando, I was like, oh wow, that's where I played my final game. And then, then I realized, oh, that's like Eatonville and everything else. It's like pretty funny, pretty ironic, I guess.
Yeah. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to think about it, I stay out of the politics, so I'm not tied in or glued into the specifics there. But I do know what he's doing is a wonderful thing, because I checked out a few of the videos, and also I do know that land once did belong to Eatonville, but I didn't know how.
Jemmy Green is saying that they're in the process of selling the land to developers that want to put apartment buildings on it. So there seemingly would be a sense of urgency that needs to happen
before that happens.
Yeah, before that sale becomes finalized, for sure.
Exactly. Appreciate you, Jimmy.
So get out there and I guess sign the petition if you can digitally.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really quick, really easy. All right there. So Deion, man, Deion Sanders, he responded to a lot of his critics on the Shannon Sharp podcast. I want to play a short clip here from it, and then we'll react. Let's go.
Let's talk about the overall funding of school.
Okay.
And
we're talking about HBCU.
Period. I wanted to bring solvency to how are we broke? How are we always asking?
Right.
Why are we always in the deficit?
Right.
Everybody? You mean everybody? That's a problem for me. So let's investigate that. Not saying that anybody is stealing or doing anything unfair. Let's investigate it. So let's find the fault. So if it's the state, if it's the government, where is this coming? This lack thereof. Let's find it. Mm-hmm. I was willing to hire a team to audit and find this, because it's impossible for all of us to be in the same situation.
Right.
Unless it is true that only 7% of graduates are giving back to their alma maters, and when they give, it's not substantial.
Right.
So I believe that's a problem.
That's the issue. But you said something. One of the comments, why couldn't he stay at Jackson State? Build Jackson State into a Power 5. Why can't an HBCU be the prize?
Okay, tell me how you build that into a Power 5, because if you go into the Power 5 conference, all the other schools, sorry, let me re-enter that. If you go into a Power 5 conference, just say the SEC, you know all the other sports have to go too.
Right.
So you're not just talking about
the football team.
You're
not Notre Dame. Notre Dame is independent. He can go. The football team might play here. The basketball team might play there. But you're not Notre Dame.
Right. And also, it's criteria that the school has to pass to be in those conferences.
Right.
And I don't know if that was going to be applicable to what we're trying to accomplish.
You also spoke out against HBCUs playing the University of Georgia or playing these Power 5 teams when you know you got no chance of winning. And then
it's a check.
They give you $500, they give you $600,000. And
oftentimes they don't give you that.
What?
Oftentimes I did a study and I showed it. We even tweeted it out and put it out there, Shannon. I mean, and I'm not picking on y'all. I don't want you to pick on y'all because of the incident with the coach. But I was really shedding light. You had Alabama State go and play, do the numbers.
Okay.
They went to play UCLA.
Correct.
And UCLA requested the ban. Okay? That's 2 chartered flights.
Yes.
Let's just do a modest number of $300,000.
Correct.
That's $600,000.
Correct.
Okay, now you got to stay there for a couple days.
Right.
Because you're not flying all the way over there for a day and come right back. You got to stay there. So let's just do hotel accommodations as well as food.
Mm-hmm.
So you really at $1 million at least.
At the bare minimum.
At the bare minimum. I think the purse was like $650.
So you in a deficit to go get beat by 50?
That's what it is, and that's not fair.
No. Now,
because you can't look at that as it's a prize. We're going to play against you. You can't look at it like that. You got to look at it sooner or later. You got to put your business hat on and say, we got to do business.
Right. Yes.
But it ain't no but in that one. It ain't no but in that one. And I hate to choose that, but I'm not choosing that on the basis of what the coach said. Your buddy, matter of fact.
Eddie Robb, I played against Eddie. He was at Jacksonville and Tennessee.
I think he's a good guy too, by the way. I think he just got caught up in the moment. I hate to choose that, but I'm not choosing that on the basis of what the coach said. Your buddy, matter of fact.
Eddie Robb, I played against Eddie. He was at Jacksonville and Tennessee.
Right. So you see that. First of all, I like how Shannon is asking like the right questions. He's asking what we really want to know, what we came in for.
Yeah.
As far as that conversation with about him leaving JSU and leaving the HBCU for a PWI Power 5 conference. I mean, he's asking what's hot off the press. He's asking those questions, and Deion's making a ton of fucking sense.
Yeah. I still wonder about those numbers. $300,000 for 2 flights? $600,000 he's saying. That seems a little outrageous.
$300,000
per flight.
Yeah, per flight. And he said that's a modest number. For your team and for the band. The band is a large, they have a large band.
That's tough to think it's that much.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just seems really high.
Yeah, well, but and he's calling it modest, so I mean,
he's calling it modest, which makes it even weirder.
Yeah. So you have that, and just that alone, like he's saying, and that's as far as the when smaller schools play the bigger schools. A lot of the times, the bigger schools, not a lot of times, every time they pay that smaller school. For playing, it's almost like practice for them. It's almost
it's always. I mean, the scenario where you have the Power 5 team playing the lower classification team.
Yeah,
it's what it's done. It's a win for the pro. You're expecting to win the game.
Yeah, and
then the exchange is we're gonna give you a chunk of money that you're probably not gonna generate at your own home game.
Yes,
so that you've got so there's a financial gain for you to participate. But he's portraying it as a straight financial loss and a bad one.
Yeah,
I just my gut questions those numbers. That just seems extraordinarily high. $300,000 per plane. Now you're $600,000 in the hole just to fly there.
Just to fly.
I mean, do they not fly to other games?
What you mean?
Like other games, if they play, if Alabama State is playing Bethune, I mean, they don't fly. Like, what's going on? What's the cost of that?
That's a great question. I know,
is
Bethune
there a difference?
has.
Is there and again,
I know Bethune
maybe,
has charter buses to go to a lot of places.
Well, and that's what I'd be curious. I mean, if most of your games are in the Southeast and they're relatively close, are you doing charter buses?
Yeah.
Not flights. What games do you fly to? And is it $300,000 per plane?
Yeah.
That just seems crazy high to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but and it also begs the question: if that's really the case, I would assume they wouldn't be playing these games every year.
Well, and again,
because HBCUs don't have the funds to keep getting hit across the head,
and not even that, but even just any like FCS school, like at that point, if those are the costs you're talking about, that just seems
it's a bad financial move. And
yeah,
you're going to get demolished and you're losing money. Why are you doing this?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to do further research on that.
Yeah, I'm skeptical of the numbers.
I'm skeptical of that.
I mean, I do get the point that you when you say we made $600,000 to go play UCLA, I get there are costs, and it's not a net profit.
I'm going to be honest.
Of $600K.
I think I always, until I literally saw this clip, I've always thought that was a net profit for the school. I always thought, Alabama is paying or whatever, University of Florida is paying $600,000 or $1 million to Bethune or to FAMU to play. I'm thinking that school gets the money and splits it up between the football program and other programs within the school, because that makes more sense to me on why you would go there to get beat 80-3.
Well, I'm not saying I'm surprised that what he's saying you're not making money, but I would recognize that like the payout probably is exclusive of your cost.
Yeah.
The net is going to be lower than what the face value of it, because again, you are going to have costs.
Yeah.
But in my estimation, you're going to have cost to any road game. Now, if you are chartering a bus, that's certainly going to be less than a flight.
Yeah, it's gonna be
and so on. But there's
some savings there.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it's all kind of relative, and again, maybe flying from Alabama to Southern California is going to be different than flying from Alabama to North Carolina A&T. I get that there could be some variation there. I just thought his numbers were super high and kind of not. I was just skeptical of those numbers.
And the other thing he talked about there is when he asked him about why when it first came on, he was asking him about why you're not staying at Jackson State, why you're not, what is the real difference into the finances of an HBCU in Jackson State and things of that nature, and why is it such a big difference versus a PWI? And Deion went on to explain, like, hey, one of the main factors may be the alumni from the HBCUs are not giving back to their schools.
Right.
So when you talk about why we're always behind, why we're always in the need, why we're always, low on funds when I'm asking for things. I'm always asking for things. I'm always getting told no because we don't have the funds. And I think he says he thinks part of the reason is because the alumni is not giving back to the schools.
Well, he threw out the statistical number, 7%. And most of those contributions are not significant. That's for sure a thing. Yeah. That does speak to a couple of potentially larger issues, I think. It can, and having said this, a number of people that I know that have graduated from HBCUs really seem to be almost extraordinarily successful in a lot of different ways. And again, I don't know exactly what they make, but I don't think they're not making good money as far as that goes. But I think in a big holistic picture, you have to acknowledge that there is an income disparity between white and black people.
Yeah.
And so even, black people with degrees are probably on average making less than white people with degrees. And that's going to impact the whole spectrum of what people can, potentially contribute to schools. And those statistics are a reflection of this country's racism. But, and again, that will sort of trickle down or impact the ability. When you're talking about contributing to school, you're talking about somebody that has disposable income. Again, if you're making a nice living for yourself, but you're paying your bills and taking care of your family and doing some things that you think are good for your family long term as far as investments, given to a school is not an investment. You don't get anything out of that. It's one of the crazy things with this whole NIL thing. It's like, what is the incentive to participate in a collective? And that's like these boosters and whatever, pooling money together to essentially offer to players. And what's the upside of that other than just an ego stroke off?
Yeah.
You're not investing. If I buy the Suns, who are who appear to be moving. The Sarver, the guy bought it for $420 billion or million, and now he's prepared to sell for $4 billion. It's an incredible investment. Maybe even if he had operational losses for his entire time, he's still $3.6 million ahead. But you contributing $100,000, $1 million to a collective for the University of Miami or Florida State, like what the hell do you get out of that?
Yeah, exactly. And I automatically, it's funny because I automatically just assumed that was the thinking, because when we first had this conversation about how Deion could further shift culture, remember, I automatically shifted to, hey, blacks who are wealthy or rich, not necessarily ones that went to HBCUs, but just blacks in general, the Oprahs, the Jay-Z's, the X, the Y's, the Z's, right? Because, of course, I know that a lot of PWIs, a lot of colleges, the strength to their funding is their alumni.
Right.
But that's just not going to be the case for HBCUs, partly of what you just discussed there, right? So my whole thinking was, the whole time, is just, wealthy blacks who we need to convince of this is the change we can make for our culture and for our neighborhood, for our kids and things like that. You need to convince those guys, right? Because there are alumni who can give back, and if they want to see changes to their schools, they probably should be giving back more. If that's it, they want to. And like Deion said in a clip, further on that we didn't play, it's like, hey, you have all of these suggestions, you have all of these things that you want me to do, or I should be doing, or I'm doing wrong. What are you contributing to Jackson State? Well, I don't want to hear what you have to say. You know what I mean? And you're an alumni, so that's basically how it goes. I mean, so that's been my thinking all along.
Yeah, I don't know how this will sound, but I'm going to say it. Like, if you're Oprah, if you're Tyler Perry, if you're Michael Jordan, if you're a wealthy black celebrity, how many times a year do you imagine they're hit up by some cause, some organization, somebody looking for a significant contribution? Even at that level of wealth, you have to be selective in what you're choosing to back. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying this to say that Jackson State is a bad choice, but it's still one of these things. It's like, well, hey, if I'm Oprah, I'm probably contributing and doing 100 other things, and okay, now Jackson State's coming, or now what if FAMU's coming because they want to keep up with what they perceive to be what Jackson State's doing. Like, it's not an endless wallet. And now when you talk about creating a movement, I mean, there was this possibility that Deion generates such a buzz that people just feel compelled to get on board and support it and throw it. But that's that other catch-22 that we talked about in this issue, is that if a movement is to occur, it can't just be, or it couldn't just be, Jackson State. It had to be other HBCUs. And like, again, you look at it and it's like, okay, well, if your team has floundered around 500 for the last 20 years, it's like, why am I suddenly excited to throw, a couple $1 million to Alcorn State?
Right.
And I don't particularly like the coach. I think he's kind of a buffoon, and what's going on there? And so, I mean, it's really a broad-based, thing.
And shout out to Charles Barkley. He just gave $1 million to 2 different HBCUs. And of course he went to a PWI in Auburn. It could be done, man. I understand. I understand what you're saying. My point is not just to give. We have to do our part into convincing them. That's the word I'm using. Convincing them that it is a reputable cause, something that is worth getting behind. You can't just walk up to someone and say, "Hey, give me $2 million for my school." You have to really convince them and why it is important for our culture and for our neighborhoods and for our children. That's the route to go.
And that's kind of a little bit of what, when I said, like, imagine how many times a year some of these people get hit. You basically have to cut through the noise.
Yeah.
And somehow make your proposition different
Yeah.
and more compelling
Yeah.
than
It has to be
all
convincing,
these other
for sure.
things. Because you have to recognize that you're competing against other people asking for those resources.
Yeah.
And why does it make sense for them to cut you the check instead of some other organization?
Yeah. No, exactly, man. I mean, and Dr. Umar actually just went through that as well. I mean, he created a school and that's going to be for black kids and it's going to have all these different kind of programs and things of that nature. And he went through that trying to get donations from all of these, rich black people basically, right? And
Yeah.
and he has to cut through the noise, and it took a long time. And for the most part, he failed from rich black folks, but he was able to get enough funding to get the school up and running, but it wasn't from them, right?
Right.
So it is hard. It's tough to do. But, I mean, I think it could be done for HBCUs just because Dr. Umar was doing something that's off the ground that hasn't been done before that was the first of its kind. HBCUs is a culture there. There's a long-standing and rich history that we benefited from. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and a lot of older black athletes that are rich, and they benefited from HBCUs. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think it can be done. But and it did lose a lot of steam by Deion leaving, but you can't let one monkey stop the show. Even with him leaving, there is still momentum there that can be carried. There's momentum that can be carried, or there's momentum that can be fucking diminished.
No, it's a very critical window of time because Deion cast a certain level of attention on HBCU football, specifically sports in general, and beyond his departure, it could go one of two ways. I mean, the funds can just dry up because he's gone, or it could be like, hey, he's hinted and kind of shown us what might be done at this school or an HBCU in general, and let's double down. Let's make some of this go beyond him.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, definitely an opportunity.
All right, man. I thought I've labeled everything, man, but I guess I didn't.
It's like the second time you haven't had something labeled.
Yeah.
In this very show.
You gotta excuse me here as I.
When Wilbur.
There we go. The NFL MVP. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what it's coming down to.
Well,
there are two dark horses, but they're dark horses in Burrow and Allen.
It might change. Jalen Hurts is hurt. He may not play this weekend. I think if he misses 1 week of football, I don't think it seriously impacts his MVP candidacy. But if he misses 2 or more games, I definitely think it starts to impact.
I think even if he misses 1 game, it's Mahomes' to lose. If you look at just traditionally over the NFL, it really dock guys for missing games versus the NBA where it's, guys can miss whatever 30% of the season and still win. The NFL, they really dock guys, and so much so that Jalen Hurts technically could play this week. They may sit him out, but it's I don't want to say a light injury, but it's not an injury that's going to prevent him from missing the playoffs. It's not a season-ending injury.
Yeah,
and the odds have changed so dramatically, right? To what Jalen Hurts was the running going away MVP favorite. Now Mahomes is.
Yeah,
and nothing has changed. Eagles won, Chiefs won.
Yeah.
The only thing that's changed was this light injury by Jalen, which is indicating if Jalen misses 1 game, it's Mahomes to lose. And honestly, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but I believe even if he plays and it continues, I still believe Mahomes should be the MVP just based off his numbers are way better, the strength of schedule is way better, and things of that nature. So that's and his team is much worse. Jalen Hurts has a much stronger team. Every single group on the Eagles is light years better than the Chiefs, and that's statistically and eyeballs. His offensive line is much better. His receiving core is much better. His defensive line, linebackers, secondary is way better. His kickers are way better.
I agree with you. I think this is also, and I mean, why Mahomes would be my MVP regardless is because when you just look at it, we all know he's the better player.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the strength of Hurts' candidacy is essentially that his team is having such a great campaign that somehow it elevates him above Pat, who's just the better player.
Right.
And to say Pat's a better player than you is not necessarily disrespectful.
No.
And it shouldn't be taken that way. The guy's fantastic. I mean, and the other thing is we don't have Pat Mahomes MVP fatigue either. He's won it. But he's only won it once.
Yeah.
And so it's not something where it's, he's like the 3-time reigning MVP and let's just see a new face. So to me, Pat Mahomes is the MVP hands down. To the extent that this is a competition, you know, any missed time by Hurts is close to fatal, particularly if it's more than a single game.
It is, man.
You know.
But it is a great story. I mean, Hurts he came in as a second rounder. And he was really unpolished as a quarterback. I mean, he was primarily just a runner, and the way he has gotten better throwing the ball shows you how much work he put in. And also, shout out to the coaches. I mean, credit to the coaches as putting the system around him to where it really highlights his strengths. And things of that nature.
There are guys that come through sports that I just think you have to respect. Mm-hmm. Now, we talked a little bit about Baker Mayfield last week, or when the last show we did, and he's had the crazy thing from walk-on to starter by day one of Texas Tech, and then or whatever, and then getting the Heisman, getting the top pick, and leading the Browns to the playoffs. Jalen Hurts is in that category.
Yeah.
He experienced success at Alabama, but he was a bad passing quarterback.
Yes.
They do not win that title game against Georgia if Tua doesn't come in the second round.
No.
And I felt like watching it. It was like once I saw Tua, and I didn't know who the heck Tua was until that game was playing. Right. I'm like, my God, what this is? Why were they sitting this guy? But Hurts, and that had to have been a tremendously humbling experience. And he played another season at Alabama as a part-time guy, and then he goes to Oklahoma. But at Oklahoma, he was a different player, still run heavy, but you could already see there was some progress in the passing game. And then again, gets to the NFL. So Jalen Hurts, and he's not my MVP this year, but he is one of those players I have great respect for how much he's developed as a player, and kind of refused to be limited by his own limitations and expanded his skill set.
No, for sure. Call me crazy, man. I see some Jalen Hurts and Anthony Richardson in a lot of it. Like as far as comparison, like if you told me an NFL comparison, a guy who struggled passing the ball in college a lot of times, but had the potential, freak nature of an athlete, primarily a runner, needs to go to a situation, sort of like the Eagles, where they can build around him and where he could develop as a passer. I think it's all damn near spot on.
Yeah, here's the biggest difference is that Oklahoma year, because if Jalen Hurts went into the draft based on his body of work at Alabama, I don't think he gets drafted.
You don't think he gets drafted at all?
No, certainly not in the second round. He opened eyes
certainly not in the
when he went to Oklahoma.
No, certainly not in the second round.
And he would have been, I mean, to me, best case scenario, a 5 to 7 round player, and then that's kind of it.
But that tells you also, and I'm a Gator and I am an Anthony Richardson guy, but that shows you, man, how just shit combined, the NFL combine, and also measurements are. Anthony Richardson is a bigger guy than Jalen, but it's not like it's not by a whole lot, And they're talking about a top 10 pick, and he's 6'4", whatever, maybe 6'4". Anthony Richardson, Jalen Hurts is probably about around 6'1", 6 foot, 6'1", and I don't know. Jalen is effective as a runner. He's just as effective. I mean, Anthony Richardson may be faster.
The
and
other,
stronger,
I mean,
but-
like Jalen Hurts through his Alabama time and through his Oklahoma season, he played a hell of a lot more football than AR has.
That too.
I mean, AR was this weird like guy who didn't really play that much behind Emory Jones, which was in hindsight probably a terrible decision by Dan Mullen. And then he was the starter this year, and played
Ups and
damn
downs.
near all the snaps, but had ups and downs.
A lot of downs.
But he just, I mean, honestly, he's a total enigma that can go almost any way for me.
Yeah.
Because I look at a guy who has had limited, football played at even the college level. He's, does have like this, measurable, quantifiable skill set. But, again, there was a lot of dips, and inconsistency in the performance we saw. He absolutely has to get in a real quarterback-friendly, probably innovative coach situation, to be whatever he can be as an NFL player.
So right now, they have him as what the third quarterback, third or fourth quarterback taken, right? I'm going to go through the teams because here's the thing. We went into the season with quarterbacks are thriving. Not a lot of quarterback jobs available. All of a sudden after this year,
in terms of at the NFL level,
NFL.
Okay, yeah.
And all of a sudden after this year, it's going to be some seats moving. I'm going to go through the teams.
Well, I mean, I think at the beginning of every year, like people have, their optimism. They've made, hey, this is our guy.
But I'm going to be honest. Even I believed in a lot of that optimism. I'm going to give you an example. First example I have is actually one of the first teams to win the name, Tennessee Titans. They come into this year with their guy, Ryan Tannehill. And I'm like, they was just the number one seed last year. Hold on now. They were number one seed last year. Tannehill just got his big contract the year before. They played well. They went into the playoffs. I'm thinking, that's their guy. They never need a quarterback.
We say that at the same time that they drafted Malik Willis.
Malik is a project guy.
They drafted him, and they didn't draft him in the 6th round. They drafted him pretty high.
Third or fourth.
That's that. I just don't think that's a great example for what you were like the point you're trying to make, because they did use a relatively high draft pick
guess what?
On a guy.
Guess what? Malik's not the guy.
Neither one of them. I've always thought I've never been a Tannehill guy. Yeah. I think he's just like a league average. It just doesn't matter. Like you could replace him with a bunch of other guys and get essentially the same performance.
Yeah.
To me, he's not a franchise guy. He's a
I
replaceable part.
I believe you. But Malik is bad. And he's really bad.
He hasn't shown any promise in the rookie year. Yeah.
Let me continue here. New England. Those guys are not it, man. They're going to give up on those guys.
Yeah.
They're not it. The New York Jets.
Yeah.
They're going to need a quarterback, man.
I mean, they drafted Zach Wilson really high. Supposedly he'd shown some strides, and here we are in the middle of the season, and unheralded Mike White is the better option.
Las Vegas Raiders. What do you do with Carr?
I've never been a David Carr guy.
It's time.
Yeah, I've never.
You have to move on.
Yeah,
you have a bona fide receiver in his prime. You have the offensive line. You have
a really good running back.
You have a really good running back. You can't continue another year or two. Pittsburgh is okay for right now. They're okay with their.
No, they're completely unsettled.
Well, he's a rookie, and he had ups and downs. You're going to ride it out for another year or two. I'm talking about teams that you can really see making a move next year.
No, I mean, it's all relative. Like if you got, and they remind me of like where the Arizona Cardinals were, like when they drafted Josh Rosen. And then they were bad, and then they got the top pick, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to get Kyler Murray."
Yeah.
To me, if Pittsburgh somehow had a top 3 or 5 pick and had a chance to draft, the top quarterback in this class, who I don't know is at the moment, they would do it.
And they have a losing record, so that's a great point. That is a great point. The Colts, 1,000%.
Oh yeah.
Denver is interesting because you can technically draft a quarterback. You could draft the quarterback first, even though you paid Russell all that money, but it won't hinder your team as much because he's going to be on that rookie deal.
Yeah. You could definitely do it, and they would have to be intrigued.
Yeah, they would have to be really intrigued.
It's all. I mean,
because you can't trade him, you can't get rid of Russell.
Well, all right, I'm a little lost. Other than AR, like you said, he's the third rated guy.
Yeah.
Who are the first two?
I can give you an example really quick here. But yeah, with Russell there, I don't know, man.
Well, I need to know who we're talking about because that's big on the decision.
Okay, so I'm bringing it up here. You got Bryce Young.
Who I don't like.
They have him as the number 1 rated quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. He's rated number 2.
And Ohio State quarterbacks, except for Joe Burrow, suck. They do.
What, Joe Burrow? No, I said Ohio State.
Yeah, Joe Burrow started at Ohio State.
Ohio started, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Will Levi from UK.
Will Levis.
Will Levis. Okay, I'm not too knowledgeable about him. They have him as the 3rd rated quarterback, and my guy is 4th.
4th.
AR.
To be honest with you, I don't like any of those guys as like a generational guy. So I'm not I'm not going crazy to draft any one of those guys.
If you're Denver.
Yeah, if I'm anybody.
Well, I mean, you have to if you're the
well,
Colts,
if you've got nothing.
Yeah.
But no, like to correct the statement, if I have something solid at quarterback, I'm not using a top 10 pick in this draft on one of those 4 guys.
What if you're Tennessee?
I would consider doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
you really don't like those.
No,
guys.
I don't at all. No, I don't. But Russell Wilson, and as weird as he is, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Draft over him on a top 10. Now, if some crazy reason like, C.J. Stroud is sitting at 25, I might trade into that late first round to get him.
Yeah.
If I have Russell Wilson, but but I'm not using top 10 draft capital to replace Russell Wilson on those guys.
Houston. Right away.
Yeah.
So we're up to 4 or 5 teams now.
Yeah.
All right. Let me continue. Tampa Bay.
They have to have. And here's the tricky part. Is Trask the backup?
He's the backup.
I don't know because Tom plays. Like I don't know. They may be thrilled with how he's coming along. I don't know.
They talk about it so much because even in blowouts, Tom he has to have those reps. Like he's not coming out.
Yeah. No, Tom's a notorious rep thief.
Yeah.
But I again.
So we just haven't.
That's
seen
one
him.
of those. Yeah, it's one of those dark ones. Like you don't know. They may absolutely love Trask and think he's developed great, but I have no idea sitting here.
Yeah. The Giants are interesting. It's they're screwed.
They
have a decent enough record.
Daniel Jones is not the guy.
He's not the guy. But
okay, so let's
they're
go to
8-5.
Let's go to that tier of dudes that
that we talk about.
Well, we're saying okay, so Ryan Tannehill is there. I think Daniel Jones is there. I think Kirk Cousins is like the president of
He's
that.
the president.
Like I put
Jimmy
Dak
Garoppolo.
Prescott, Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Like there's those guys like they've started and they're like have decent careers, but they're not that guy.
Matt Stafford.
Yeah,
even though he's won the Super Bowl, but still.
Yeah. But he's getting up there a little bit too.
So that's why
you gotta feel that. So there's those guys that have been sort of I would say long time Derek Carr 100%. Long time entrenched starters who just really aren't that special.
Yeah.
Then you have the guys where like the other teams we're talking about, like your Indianapolis, your Houston, your Pittsburgh, where you just don't have a guy.
Yeah.
And the Jets would fall into that category.
But look how many, I'm telling you, man, Carolina.
That's over half the league.
Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta, they need to do something. That guy's not the answer. The Rams, he's getting up there, man. Like you said.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they asked him today, "Are you going to retire after this year?" When you get that question, something's wrong, man.
Yeah.
Are you retired after this year? The Rams need to do something.
Have you considered retiring? And then there's the guys. There's the next class of teams.
Fucking 10 teams
is the guy. But then there's another class of guys that they've paid a guy who's not playing at the level.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about the Cardinals, Denver. You're talking about.
What else?
There was another guy, Deshaun Watson.
Like
you've got those guys that you've now paid. You're probably stuck to.
Yeah.
But they're not playing at the level.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, Seattle's another one. I mean, Geno Smith's had a nice year, but do you think
Well, you have to pay him after this year. This is the last year on the contract. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You going to bank on this season?
What do you pay?
That's
what
another
is the
thing.
fair market value for
You know
Geno
what
Smith?
his agent is thinking.
Yeah, you know what his agent said, but what is the market reality?
I have no fucking idea
of Geno Smith?
For a guy who basically was a backup quarterback performance-wise his whole career.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he has this breakout year late in his career. What do you do with that?
Yeah.
What
That's
terrible timing do you have? And you don't want to franchise him because if you franchise a quarterback, you have to pay him a top 10 money, so you're still screwed.
Well, but what you do is you just punt the decision.
You do, but
you're not married to like a 5-year, $200 million deal.
Yeah.
So we'll suck it up for a year and see.
And that's
honestly, it's the most prudent course of action.
It is, but it's tough for a quarterback because you have to pay those guys so much when you franchise.
Yeah,
just for that 1 year.
But if you're sitting there talking to him and his agents say, "Hey, we're not taking less than $200 million," like, no, I'll pay you. I'll pay you $30 for the next year. and we'll see how it goes. Rather than
that's
do
fair.
that. So.
And we're 95% sure that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And you mentioned the Saints is another. They're unsettled at quarterback.
Completely.
Washington. They got Heineke and Carson Crap Wentz. There's more teams than not that are either completely unsettled, have big money in a quarterback performing below the level,
and it's not a great quarterback year.
Yeah.
So I understand why Anthony Richardson is coming out. I'm going to get picked high because they're shitty quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get my money, and if it works out, it works out. If not, I'm rich.
Yeah.
So I can't blame him.
At least I got the bag.
That's the culture way.
It is.
You know what? Quickly here, because that's the NFL. Damian Lillard came out. Did you see that?
No.
So he came out and was like, hey, I need to be in the conversation with Steph Curry and those guys as far as the greatest shooters of all time.
Oh, yeah.
You guys leave me out a lot. And right after Steph, I don't see why my name is not there.
Right.
And my first thought to that, my first reaction to that was, we haven't seen you in any high leverage moments.
Yeah.
You chose that. You did that. And like we always say, man.
You got the bag.
You got the bags. You're rich. You're fucking filthy rich. And that's awesome, man. But we haven't seen you in any high leverage moments to put you in that tier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
It changes when you do it in the biggest moments, it changes the whole perception of who you are.
Facts.
It completely does.
Yeah, seeing Ray Allen make those shots, man, in the finals, in the conference finals, and that matters, man.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, maybe if I put you and Ray Allen in a gym and y'all alone, and maybe you outshoot him.
Yeah. But nobody will care.
Nobody will care, man. Nobody knows.
I mean, you can only hang on the one where you shot from 35 on Paul George. That's it.
That's it. And you're way richer than Ray Allen. I understand. That's awesome, man. I can't put you above him. I just can't, man.
No, you've never made a significant playoff run.
No.
That's it.
And you made your bed to where you won't.
Yeah.
It's safe to say you won't.
Yeah.
And it was solely your decision. It's nobody else's. We can't put this on organizations. And you had full opportunity, like several. And you said, hey, I'm loyal. Man, fuck that loyal shit. They gave you this public information. We saw the bag they presented. and it is totally fine, man. But we can't put you in those conversations.
That's too funny.
Yeah,
that is hysterical.
I'm glad you agreed to that.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Yeah. And I did. Now that you mentioned, I did hear a little blurb about that.
Just quickly here before we get off, I just wanted to run through some really current NBA stuff. Looks like a guy that I am unsettled on, Siakam with the Raptors. Drops 52 tonight.
Wow.
I'm not the biggest Siakam guy. I feel like Toronto is screwed because Siakam is their best player, and he's the guy. He's a star. He's a star, fringe, all-star.
He profiles much better as the second best guy on the team.
Yes.
That's the
and
reality.
He's their best player.
He's
and
not. I mean, the reality. He's not a sexy player.
No.
Like that's just part of it. Like you just he's your first guy off the bus. It's like we're okay.
Yeah, we're okay today. And Barnes has taken a step back this year. Sophomore slump. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not that he's bad, but he's averaging 14 and 6. That's like we expected him to take a leap, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with the Raptors. But he dropped 52. Siakam dropped 50 tonight. What a fucking great job. Sixers win 6 in a row. That's that's something.
Rolling, man.
Yeah, something. The Nets are fucking extremely rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat a depleted Warriors tonight, and they play them again soon. I wanted to say, I thought it was if not Christmas, early January.
I mean, you look at Brooklyn though. I mean, they've quietly kind of just turned the corner. It's been very quiet on the team since Kyrie's kind of, his whole thing.
They're on 7 in a row,
and they're just playing.
Yeah.
And it's probably the best way to be.
It's quiet over there, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just tonight, let me see what happened tonight. Durant. Oh, this is a team win. Durant was the leading scorer with 23, but they scored 143 points as a team.
Oh,
so that lets you know how it went. Shout out to my guy Ben, man. He hit his average, 10 points.
There you go.
And 4 rebounds. Shout out to the max player, man. Getting it done. Kyrie didn't play tonight.
He didn't.
The Magic win again. They beat the Rockets. You beat a young team, but you're a young team.
Yeah.
Wagner with 25. I love that guy.
What is the Magic record right now?
You know what's funny? I did the exercise earlier today because I'm like, every time I turn around, the Magic are fucking winning.
Yeah.
And they're still like bottom in the East.
The bottom?
They're 11-21. They're 13th out of 15 teams.
11-20. It does.
I feel like they won 8 in a row. Let me see their streak. They went on a streak. Hold on, let me see their streak.
It does feel that
They
way.
won at 1 point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a. They won
over 50% of their total wins have been in one streak.
They won 7 out of the last 8.
Wow.
And they're still.
So they were like 4-20.
Yeah.
So they were like literally on course to be the worst team.
I
in
woke up
basketball.
today. I'm thinking they have to be in the play-in conversation.
Yeah, I would figure. My gut was going to tell me like around 500.
Mm-hmm.
Like in that, maybe a game below, maybe 500.
But they're in a dangerous situation because I don't know. I mean, if I'm a Magic fan, if I'm going to be bad, I want a shot at number 1 pick. But they're not going to have a legitimate shot at it.
No, probably not. Probably not.
They'll get a ping pong ball or 2, but you want the most you can get.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you're the Magic. I mean, like it's great. I mean, how often can you tank?
Yeah.
And then it's like
you need to turn a corner.
At some point you need to have some semblance of what does it feel like to win games?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The Cavs beat the Bucks. The Cavs are a team that's going to be. You're going to have to reckon with them in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
Donovan with 36 and 6. Garland with another solid game, 23. Greek had 45 and 14, did everything he could do.
Yeah.
And the Cavs really don't have an answer. They have those bigs, but I would think Mobley is a decent matchup for Greek, but he maybe he doesn't have his man body yet, as they say.
Yeah, no, I would say that would probably that and then like the savvy. There was a cool little interview on the Old Man and the Three with Paulo Banchero, and he was talking about like getting roasted by KD, and he's just like, I'm playing him, and it was like the first time in my life I just felt like I'm not having any impact. Like it doesn't matter. There's nothing I can do. Like he's getting to his spots, he's shooting. It's like he didn't even see me. Like I'm not there. And that's that level.
He's about 6'9", 6'10" himself.
6'9", 6'10", and thicker than KD and whatever. But I think like that's a testament to just like skill and confidence that elite players have, that you're just not, again, with elite players, it's not always about the physical stuff. It's, it's about the skill and it's about the mentality that, hey, I know exactly what I need to do to get to the spots that I want to get to hit the shots that I know I'm going to hit at a high rate.
This is another team. Indiana beats Boston tonight. First of all, Boston is having a bad month.
Yeah, they're having a tough month.
Halliburton actually had a big interview yesterday. And he was talking about his main thing he was talking about was Wally Zerbiak said he wanted to be. He said
that
want
was
to be
so
MVP. Bizarre and extremely random, right?
Yeah,
for Wally to come out and say that.
I mean, I haven't heard of Wally in a while. Like,
yeah,
is he?
I guess he's
trying to
he's
fancy
an
himself.
yeah.
But does he sort of fancy himself kind of like a I don't know, like some sort of like
Pacer
hot take or
hot
guy
take
or something, or
when you want to
what's
get
going
on the scene?
there?
Yeah,
like, I don't know what his
yeah.
reputation is.
Maybe he's trying to build one.
Yeah. So you just gotta take. And Halliburton is
33-8 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, but he's played very well.
Yeah,
but he also seems like a almost like a universally liked guy.
Yeah, I've never heard
never heard another player speak poorly about him. I've never heard a negative story about him or him being bad with the media member.
They loved him in Sacramento, and they love him down in Indiana.
Yeah, it's just the oddest guy to go at for crying out loud.
My thing about Indiana is they need to like shut these guys down, man. They were supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
They're 500.
Yeah.
They're 8th, 9th in the East. They're in that playing thing.
Yeah.
They need a high pick because they're in the worst situation you could be, which is the mediocrity. And you got Buddy Hield over here, you got Miles Turner, and you got Halliburton. That's one of those teams, and also Duarte, and they got the rookie Mathurin,
Benjamin Mathurin,
who's been playing very well.
Yeah,
that's a team. That's one of those teams where they're going to compete every fucking night. They're going to steal wins,
and that makes it a very tough choice.
Yeah,
I mean, because part of this whole sports thing is you get a team together, and you try and be as good as you can be.
Yeah.
That's the basic premise of this.
Yeah.
And it's like they have these young pieces, and they're not amazing pieces. They're not first-tier star pieces, but like you kind of look at that, and we just read off 5-6 quality players, and they're about 500. Like, what the fuck? Let's play. Maybe we can finish a couple games about 500. Now we suddenly have a winning culture, a winning vibe. Okay, we're not gonna get Victor, we're not gonna get Scoot, but if we get another piece out of this draft, and maybe swing a smart trade, like where are we? I mean, they were the team that was always maybe like, oh, Russell Westbrook for Buddy Hield and Turner. But why make that move now? What is that going to do?
No. Yeah.
Take the ball out of Tyrese Halliburton's hands.
Right,
that's ridiculous.
I think that one of the worst things the Lakers could have done was sit on that. Because if I'm the Pacers, I'm just not doing it now. I mean,
there's no way. Yeah. You can't give me enough to do that.
Yeah. It would have had to been early when the talks were really sizzling.
Yeah,
and the Lakers were iffy on it.
I mean, I think the Pacers have a young and a good, positive enough vibe that they just have to play it out and see what happens.
Yeah. Lastly, just to see what our guy did for the Blazers, Simons. They lost to the Thunder by 3.
Okay.
Gilchrist, man, he's a bona fide all-star this year. He's having a fucking crazy year.
Yeah.
He's averaging 31-6, 31-6-5. Shooting 50% as a guard is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have anybody with him. Dort is a nice two-way player, but other than that,
I like Josh Giddey. Is he out?
He had 13 to 6 and 6 tonight.
That's what he is, though. He's not, like he's a good player.
No, he's a good role player.
But they've performed above expectations.
Yes.
But I think that's part of why. Like they have a guy who's playing at an all-star level.
Yeah.
And then you have other guys that Dort is like a two-way hard-nosed guy, competitor. Yeah. Giddey kind of has this really kind of funky but fun game that can complement in different areas. And suddenly you're kind of like, hey, we're not too bad.
Yeah. They only like 2 games and a half out from the play-in situation, which is, like you said, way above schedule for OKC.
Yeah.
Simon's slightly struggled, but he's having an awesome fucking year.
Yeah.
For sure. Just really quick, let me see what Simon's doing this year as a whole. He's averaging 23, 4 assists on 40% from 3. That's fucking awesome.
That's great.
He's earning that check for sure.
He is for sure. And again, that's another move. And I know it wasn't like a like for like trade, but moving CJ and opening that roster spot for Anthony was like the right move, and it was the right move for both organizations.
Yeah.
Like it allowed Anthony to step into this expanded role and show what he can do. And then, CJ's been really good for the Pelicans and the right kind of guy for them.
Hand claps for Portland's front office. They didn't have a lot of options and a lot of moves to make, man. But it was a team who we all saw they reached their limits.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a team that we've reached our heights of what we can go, our potential. They bring in Jeremy Grant. That's a nice move for that team.
Yeah.
And they do, and you just do the max. You like you said, you move out McCollum, and Simons is a nice younger. I guess you could say not mirror to McCollum,
but they have different games, but they can function as that second
similar
scorer
production.
to behind Dame and that sort of deal. And again, it's like I mean, you'd like to think that they saw this talent coming and they felt, this is what he's capable of.
Yeah.
And again, if that's what they saw, you need to make moves to let it go.
Yes,
and they did. That's to their credit.
To their credit, yeah.
And again, like CJ McCollum is not the type of guy that like you need to trade.
No.
But it was the right move.
Yeah.
And they were bold enough and smart enough to do it. So credit to them.
Yeah. Well, that does it for our show today, man. Oh, hold on. Let me see. We have somebody saying Bubba. Shout out to Bubba. He a baller. Don't let that humbleness fool you. Sonny.
Damn.
Shout out to Sonny, man.
All this time I was
I know who that is. Let me write it back before we get off the show, man. Yeah. We plan on Sonny is a guy who was in the GM5 league. Pink and I, we try to put a team in the GM5 league, man. So shout out to GM5 representative tapping into our podcast.
Submit your video resume to our offices for consideration.
That's right, man. Matter of fact, while we're on air, I don't know how this will go, but I'm going to put this on Instagram. Rod, AJ, we want you, man. We need you. Come on. Come on home and play with who you need to be playing with.
That's right.
And let's get this championship. You guys fell short in the championship last season, and we can pretty much guarantee you that won't happen again. Yeah, so come on home, man.
Join the squad.
Join the squad. That's right, man. All right, that has been it for On the Bench podcast. We'll catch you guys next week. Appreciate you for tuning in, commenting, liking, and all that good stuff. We have some 10% fans commenting as well. Appreciate you guys. And come back next week. Tim may not be on the show, but it's going to be another great show. I can guarantee that.
For sure.
All right. Later.
All right.